Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. If you are new, welcome, and if you're not new, thank you so much for coming back for another video. In today's video, we are going to be using a plethora of new products on the face. You're going to be seeing how I achieve this look, and in particular, you know, the star of the show is always the eyeshadow. Okay, we're going to be going into the Stila Happy Hour eyeshadow palette. Very pretty, and this is going to be my first impression, so if you want to see how I achieve this look and hear some preliminary thoughts on this palette, how I like it, how it applied, all that good stuff, definitely stay tuned. Alright, so for primer, I'm using the Airflash Radiance Mist. And this is a primer and a setting spray. Okay, so I'm going to shake this up. I don't know how much you need to use, so hopefully that's enough. Patting it in with a brush. That is from Dior, if I did not say that. I did pick up the foundation as well, but I want to show you guys a different foundation today, so yeah. So we'll do the foundation, the Airflash foundation, in another video. Got the face primed. It doesn't feel like sticky or anything like that. It just, you know, it feels like your skin. So I don't know if I'm supposed to use more or what. Maybe I'll just add a little more. The thing with aerosol, like sprays like this, is I feel like you could probably go overboard and use a lot of product. So, but I can see it in my hair. I can see the spray in my hair. Alright, whatever. So next we're going to go in with the Bobbi Brown Corrector. And it comes in this little container here. It's in the shade Very Deep Bisque. And I'm using this Delium Tools 788 brush. And I'm going to take some of this on a brush and put it under my eye to get some coverage and some correcting going on. And so I picked this up after I watched Too Much Mouth, her video, Shanine, on like the suggestions that she got from one of the pro makeup artists from Bobbi Brown. So you guys can see how that lifted that area. But instead of like just leaving this and then going in with, like she did, her foundation, she used like a cream foundation and stuff and blended that on the perimeter of where she applied the corrector. Then she went on with her foundation instead of using concealer. I'm still going to use concealer because I like using concealer. This provides nice natural brightness under the eye if you have dark circles. That's a cream product once again, so I would think if you have like oily under eyes or a lot of fine lines under your eyes, or if you have oily skin, then you'll want to set this because it is a cream. It's not a liquid, so it's not going to, you know, dry down. It's not going to set itself. So you guys know, or I don't know if you know, but Ulta has their 20% off coupon, okay, for all brands, prestige and affordable. So there's been this brand that was recently added to Ulta's website. I don't know if it's in the store. It's called Smith & Cult, and I've had my eye on their foundation because it has really high reviews and it has like 40 shades, you know, a 40 shade range. So yeah, I know a lot of brands are doing the 40 shade ranges now, or 40 shades of foundation now, but I've been wanting to try it. 20% off. I picked it up. Here it is. This is the Veiled Threat Weightless Micro Blurring Foundation, and I believe this is a medium to full coverage. So it's an illuminating mousse to cream foundation. It is skin calming with aloe vera gel. It's brightening with the chlorophyll and micro blurring soft, and it has a micro blurring soft focus finish. Okay, I picked up the shade 430 Neutral, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so they have a full-on like range. I think they have powder, they have primer, they have blush. I did pick up a cream blush because I've been talking to you guys about cream blushes, so I wanted to try theirs, and we're gonna use those in this video. So I'm gonna go with a flat top brush instead of with a sponge and blend out. Okay. Alright, so that looks nice. I think it blended out really nicely, and even though it looked pretty bright when I put it on my skin, it blended really nicely into the skin. So when I was dotting it on, it looked brighter, a lot brighter than my skin. But once again, guys, you guys know my chest is lighter than my skin, or than my face. So I think this color match is pretty good. I think the color match is pretty good. So it looks like a natural, it looks like a natural finish on the skin. It's not like overly matte, but it's not shiny or dewy or anything like that. So I think it's a nice natural finish. I'm gonna just pat over my under eye again to make sure that color corrector is blended. So for the concealer that we're using today, it is the Smashbox Studio Skin 24 Hour Concealer in the shade Medium Dark Warm Golden. So we're going to put that right under the eye. And the associate in the store, I was at Dillard's when I picked this up. She said that they claim that you can use this without setting it. You don't need to use a setting powder. I'm going to use that. And use a sponge to blend it out. So this is providing a nice subtle brightness. You guys know I don't like to go overly bright with my concealer. So I think that looks really nice underneath the eyes, and it provides a nice medium coverage. I think that if I didn't use the color corrector under there, I might need a little bit more coverage though. So if you're somebody who likes a medium coverage concealer, then I think this might be a good option for you. It claims to last 24 hours. I don't ever test the 24-hour effect. I barely test a 16-hour effect on, you know, products that claim to last that long, but just FYI, it does claim to last 24 hours. Doesn't dry down. It doesn't dry down real quick. It's nice so far. So for my setting of the under eye, I have picked up a new powder from Saks Fifth Avenue. This video is sounding super like hecka bougie and stuff, but hey. Alright, so from Saks Fifth Avenue, I picked up this powder called Decorte, maybe? Decorte. I picked it up in the shade Terracotta. I think they have 4 shades. Terracotta is the one with the most pigments in it. It looks like it's a peachy toned powder. It looks really nice and luxurious, but let me show you it's a nice peach toned powder. I would equate this, or say it has a similar effect to the Hourglass Veil powder, but the Hourglass Veil is obviously really bright as far as like its tone. It's like white. This is going to be an illuminating type of a powder. It's not a matte powder. On Saks website, the shade is called Terracotta, but on the box it says Shiny Terracotta. It's not shiny, guys. Let me show you. Let me show you guys. All right. Maybe just the translation from the Japanese to the English. Alright, so my camera cut off. I don't know where I was, but I was explaining about this Decorte powder, that it does have a little bit of a luminosity to it. So I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but in person it looks really subtle. I think it looks nice, and I did use this on my vacation. And my skin, like when I looked in the mirror, like outside and stuff, it looked like nice and glowy. It looked good. So I'll like maybe I'll put some pictures in here if I took any pictures of my makeup. But this is the powder that I use under my eyes every day on the trip. The only loose powder I have that's new. I'll probably use that for the rest of the face as well. But what I'm going to go with next is, I'm using my Soft Focus Finishing Powder by Black Radiance for the rest of my face. It's pretty funny as far as, you know, the difference in products as far as price range. This is like $4. That Decorte powder is $50. So if you are looking at the Hourglass powder but never picked it up and you're interested in trying, you can get this, the Decorte powder for $50. Oh, but this will be a nice finishing powder. Like, even if you don't want to use it to set your under eye, it'll be nice for all over the face. Like, once you finish your makeup and stuff, to give a nice, you know, airbrushed look and an overall, like, kind of glow. I hope I'm explaining it to you guys. Like, you're not going to look like you put highlighter all over your face, but you're going to have a nice subtle, you know, luminosity. So I'm going to use the Angled Contour Brush by Juvia's Place. I really like their brushes. I don't talk about them enough on my channel, but they're really good. And I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Mocha Mami bronzer. And this is a very nice powder. It doesn't have a lot of kick up. It's very, I won't say like it's very hard pressed, but it's not going to, you're not going to pick up too much powder on this brush and then like make a mistake, you know, and have too much going on your face. Like, it's, I find this to be very easy to use, and a very easy to use bronzer, versus like my Prime Beauty bronzer. Like, that's very pigmented and you can make a mistake and pick up too much product with that powder, because it is so pigmented. And it's probably also, like I said, the way that it's pressed in the pan allows a decent amount of product to be picked up on the brush, and then you might have a mess on your hands. This one is like just easy to use. So this shade is really nice to add some warmth to the face, which is what she was going for. It's not meant to like be a harsh contour or anything that you're gonna want to do a harsh contour with, at least in my opinion. Depends on how you like your makeup. If you like a red toned contour, then by all means you do what you want to do, but I like something a little bit more cool. This just provides a nice, like I said, warmth to the cheeks. Now for contour, I do want to show you guys this Cover FX palette. I received a version of this in my BoxyCharm. I received the light medium version in my BoxyCharm last month, and someone reached out to me when they saw my video and wanted to trade their medium dark. So here is the medium dark, and it is really, really good. It's really good. So this contour powder in this palette is very pigmented, and it provides a nice contour for me. So it's a little darker, a little bit more cool than the Mocha Mami from Fenty. So I'm just going to go over that area with the same brush to add a little bit more depth. So yeah, you're going to get kick up in the pan with this, but this tone is really nice. So for blush, I'm going to use, like I mentioned earlier, a Smith & Colt blush. This is a cream blush. This is called the Flash Flush Cream Velvet Blush in Cool Plum. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Here is what it looks like. To me, it looks more pink toned than plum tone. When I think of plum, I think of purple. This is a purple leaning more towards pink. So it claims to be a lightweight cream to powder blush and silky pore smoothing formula, long wearing velvet finish. So it says apply to the cheeks and blend with your fingers. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use my brush. This is a Rephr number 5 brush. Picking that up and just going on the cheeks. Trying to see. Hope it's not picking up powder. Hope it's not picking up the product. Let me go in with a sponge, see how this goes. I don't think it's picking up product, but I want to use this more. Alright, I'm going to use this some more because I'm trying to see if did I just not get a good coverage of foundation in that area, or is this picking up my makeup underneath. I think it's a nice color and a nice tone on the cheeks. Alright, and so for my highlight today, I'm going to use a single highlighter that I picked up from Beauty Bar Baby, which is an indie brand. I have featured one of their palettes on my channel before, and I am going to, it's this heart-shaped palette, or heart-shaped highlighter there, and it is, the shade is Peaches and Cream. So I'm going to take some of that on this Omnia brush, and this is not a first impression on this highlighter. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. Highly pigmented. And so it's a pink. It looks pink in the pan, but it has a nice golden shift to it. So, we'll see if you guys can see that there. I've got a piece of glitter here that just like will not go away. And then to kind of like make sure that everything's blended and there's no harsh lines with that highlight, I'm just going to go over everything with, or go over the area with this big fluffy like fan brush I picked up on Amazon. It has no name on it. So alright, so for the brows, I do have a couple, well not a couple, one new brow product that I do want to use, but I'm going to start off the brows with my Revlon Color Stay Brow Pencil. This is in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm just going to do my outlining that I usually do. I don't know if you guys can see the outlines there, but I did do that. And now I'm gonna use ABH Dip Brow Gel, and this is in the shade Ebony. I think the last time I used ABH brow products, I have the shade Chocolate, so but the sales associate suggested Ebony. I'm gonna use this product here in conjunction with a brush from Carity that is for brows, E22. It's a real small brush like that. So what I'm going to do here, this is how the lady at the in Dillard's was suggesting. So I'm going to take this brush and put it into the stuff on the brush and run it through. Got some pigment there. It's just not as, it's not the hair-like strokes that I like to see, but it's not bad. I think it looks kind of good, actually. I mean, yeah. And so, if I want more comb through, I guess I'll go with this spoolie. I think it looks kind of good, though, guys. What do you guys think? Alright, guys, so the brows are done. And so, let me get you guys close up to this one. This one I had a little bit more trouble with. I didn't add any other, but I didn't bring in any different products. I just wanted to make it work with that dip brow gel. I think it still looks nice, but I did put concealer underneath to clean them up. This one I did add concealer as well, but you guys saw what it looked like without adding the concealer, and it looked pretty good that way as well. So but yeah, here are the brows with that dip brow gel and a brush. And then of course I did create the outline with a pencil, but I'm gonna go ahead and prime with my NYX HD, and I'm gonna use my Lay and Low paint pot today. And one day I will try whitening out the entire eye area. I see people do that mostly on Instagram. Where they just basically take the paint pot all the way up, like they carve their brows out with the paint pot. I think Maybe I'll try that one day, but I just faded nicely into the concealer. Alright, so the eyeshadow palette. I am excited and nervous because this had mixed reviews on the company's website. The palette I'm talking about is the Stila Happy Hour Palette. This is only available on StilaCosmetics.com or Stila.com, whatever their website is. It's only available on their website and it's limited edition, but the colors drew me in. So when I saw this on, I think, Beauty News, they were previewing it, that it was coming out, I immediately thought of Pat McGrath and her layout of her eyeshadow palettes, and I was like, how they gonna be trying to copy off Pat McGrath? Okay, can't nobody do Pat McGrath like Pat McGrath, but I still got it because it's really cute. The color scheme is right up my alley nowadays with these cool tones, so here we are. It's only available on Stila, and when I went to their website, I was able to get 20% off, or they're having a 20% off sale, something like that. So I was like, well, hey, you can't, I won't say you can't beat it, but I didn't have to pay full price, so yeah. So that's why I picked it up. Now, on their website, they have this, I think it's like a 4-point-something star review, like average reviews, but one of the customer ratings was very in-depth as far as like all the details she gave as to why she didn't like it. And so that gave me some hesitation with buying it, but we're going to put it to the test here. So one of her complaints was with the mattes. I'm going to zoom you guys in and we're going to hop into it. The names are here on the back. Old Fashioned. That is the purple tone in the palette. I'm going to take that with a fluffy brush. This is a E40 brush from Sigma. And I'm just laying that in the transition area. It looks like a nice dusty lavender shade. And I'm not a big fan of this brush. When I picked, because I would hear so many people like rave about this brush, I don't know, it's just so floppy. And because it is so, it seems like it's so blunt cut that it's not moving like I would like it to. But hey, I guess it gets the job done. Okay, so you guys can see that there's some color laid down. It's not looking as purple toned as I would have hoped, but I feel like that is my my consensus for a lot of purples that I come into contact with, unless they're a lot of muted purples, I'll say, that I come in contact with. Before I go any further, I'm gonna add some powder beneath my eye to make sure that I can kick off any fallout. Alright, so now that I've laid that down, I'm going to go into Black Book. This is like a gray toned, like a soft gray. It's not a black. At least it doesn't come off as black. So if it's supposed to be black, then they failed on that one. But it's like a dark gray toned shade. And I'm laying that low into the crease, or like right into the crease, a little bit on the lid. Alright, so I think that looks nice, and it's pretty much so already blended with that other shade, but I'm gonna go back and blend that some more. And for that dark shade, I just used another Juvia's Place brush, JP006 blending brush. I'm going back into Old Fashioned, the purple shade, with a different brush. This is an affordable brush from Real Techniques. It just came in a set, base shadow brush. I think that's blended pretty nicely, actually. Yeah, I think that's blended pretty nicely. Nice, soft transition from that gray tone to that purple. I think it looks really nice. Mattes are performing fine so far for me. They're so pretty. So most of this palette is sparkle. Most of this palette is glitter. We've got 1, 2, 3, 5 glitter shades, 3 metallic shades, and then 4 mattes. So the majority is glitter. If you don't like glittery shades, then you're going to want to stay away from this palette. Let me get some glitter glue. Alright, and so for my first shade, I'm going in with Sangria. That is the deeper purple shade in this palette. And I'm pressing that onto the outer third, or maybe just the outer half of the lid. I want to keep this glitter as contained as possible. I don't want it floating up into the crease. So what this shade is, it's really a purple base with silver glitter specks in it. Then the next shade I'm going to use is Tiki Bar. This shade is absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Like, it is so pretty. So I'm just blending that over top of that Sangria shade. And so this one is like a silver purple. It has like a very, like, gosh, it has a purple shift to it, if you can see it. So it's like a silver, but then you turn your head and it looks like lavender. And I don't know if the intensity is showing up on camera, but it's very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. If you want a little bit more purple transition, just go on ahead with Sangria on top and, you know, just add a little bit more, and then you've got a nice transition into from the like nice bright intense Tiki Bar shade with a little bit of the Sangria on top, and then to only Sangria, and it's just really pretty. Going back into Black Book, making sure that that's intense enough. Let's see if I can pick some of Sangria on a brush and see if I can get a little bit of that purple to fade into Black Book. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's fading decently as well, even though it does have that glitter in it. I feel like the purple is, like with a brush, I'm not picking up as much glitter as I do with my finger. So getting some of that on a brush and taking that into the crease is adding that purple tone to the crease without adding a bunch of glitter, if that makes sense. Okay, the glitter picks up well when you pull it up with your finger, or if you wanted to use like a sponge tip applicator, then you pick up more of the glitter. But with a brush, I'm getting more of the purple base and not as much glitter. Now for the brow bone, I'm going in with the only seemingly neutral, well, one of the neutral shades in the palette, but the only neutral metallic shade is Gold Label. This is a metallic. It is not a glitter, so this will be fine to use on your inner corner or your brow bone, and I'm using that on my brow bone. That nice sheen there. And then on the other side of this brush, this is a MAC 242. Well, actually, I'm just going to wipe it off real quick, but I'm going to go into Highball. This is one of the shades that the person on the review said was a little bit disappointing, and I would have to say that it's not as pigmented as you may expect, but I also think that it is supposed to have like a green shift to it, so when you pick it up, you're not getting as much blue as you would expect. would get better payoff if I put down a glitter glue. Let's see if I can put down a glitter glue with a brush. It's kind of hard for me to get glitter glue on my inner corner. Alright, so I think I think I got some glitter glue there. Now let's see about picking up some Highball now. Okay, can you guys see that? A mint tone on the inner corner. Since I picked up that purple tone with this brush, I'm going to see if I can add that to the lower lash line. Okay, so I got a little bit of a purple effect under there, but it's not a lot of purple. Alright, so now that I use my Sonia G, what is it, Pencil Pro, I'm really getting that metallic purple underneath. There's still some glitter down there, but it's not like up here. You guys can really see, you can really see the difference between using your finger to apply and then your like a dense brush to apply. I am pleased with this. I'm pleased with it. Okay, so that is the eye look. I'm going to do liner. I don't have a new liner. I don't have any new mascara, do I? No. So I'm going to do that in the other eye, and then I will be back. All right, here the eye's finished. And so for lips, I'm going to use... All right, so for the lips, I'm going to use a few things that are not new to me, but... So I've had them for a while, but I've never used them on the channel. At least I don't think so. So I'm going to go in with the, except for this, my Coffee lip liner by Nika K. All right, then I'm going to take L'Oreal Color Riche in Divine Wine. It's like, so it says Divine Wine, so it does have like a wine tone to it, but paired with the lip, it looks more brown and neutral. Alright, so I just put that on the outside perimeter, and then for the center I'm going to use this Iman matte lipstick in the shade Fate. Alright, you guys, here is the final look. My highlight got covered up when I put that powder. When I put the powder on under my eyes to catch any fallout, so I'm just gonna quickly add a little bit more. What do you guys think about the look? Definitely let me know. Some things to note with this palette. I feel like I gave you guys a good amount of information as far as those glitter eyeshadows are concerned, how you can use them in different ways to get different effects with, you know, with the shadows. There was fallout. I caught most of it with the powder and kicked it off really easily, but there's glitter all down here. And I didn't apply the powder like on the side of my nose very well, so there is powder or glitter there too. And I think that is from me smudging that purple shade below the lash line. So because there is glitter in there, when you're doing the blending, some of the glitter is gonna fall out. So don't want any fallout. Don't blend with a brush or, you know, smudge back and forth, because it's gonna flick and pop, just the nature of glitter. So that is a drawback with the palette. Other than that, I think that palette is really good. I mean, could there be more shades to deepen your crease? Sure. The main focus of this palette is the glitters. My favorite that I used today was Tiki Bar, the shade that we used on the inner third of the lid. It just has a beautiful purple shift to it. Like, just looking straight on, it looks like a silver with a slight lavender tone to it, but when you turn in different lights, it has a nice purple shift to it, and it just has a really nice foiled look to it, even though it is a glitter shade. The other shades are very pretty. I like this tone here that we use on the outer crease, or in the outer area of the eye. That purple has a nice metallic purple base to it, and then you have the main glitter being a nice bright silver. So once again, like I said, if you want to see more of that metallic purple shade, then you can do some blending and you won't see as much of that glitter in there, and you'll see more of the nice purple metallic shade that is the base. But all of these shades are very, very beautiful with a glitter glue. Okay, and then this one works really nicely without a glitter glue. I put that on the brow bone and the color payoff was very good. So the metallics that the mattes that I used in the palette had a very nice blend to them. I like the palette and I'm happy I picked it up. If you're interested in it, I don't think you would be disappointed, unless of course you don't like glitter. If you don't like glitter, don't get this palette, okay? So this is my first impression. But my first impression is I'm very pleased with it, surprisingly so. So yeah, great, great, great. I'm happy with this so far. If I have any issues with it, then I will update you guys in my favorites for the month of April. Okay, the foundation looks nice. Okay, I need to continue to wear it more so that I can give you guys a more well-rounded review of it, but so far it is a nice foundation. It blended nicely on the skin and I'm not seeing a lot of creasing. So I've got a little bit of, you know, some foundation that came into this smile line here, but I've had worse experiences. Okay, overall the skin just looks natural and even, natural and even. So in the color match, I think it's really good. Back up for you guys. So yeah, with the face and the chest, I think everything looks good. Concealer, the concealer looks nice as well. Under eye looks nice. The Decorte powder, I like it. I've used it several times on my face and I like it. So, all right, and any other products? Oh, the brows. I liked that brow thing. That dip brow gel. All right guys, I think I commented on most of the products that were new that we use. Primer, I need to continue to use that to see how it works and how it works with my foundations and things like that, if it really even makes a difference. I don't know. And then the cheek, the blush. The final look is very nice flush of color on the cheeks, but I want to use it more so that I can, you know, give you guys a better opinion about it, because I'm not quite sure if it picks up the product underneath or if my eyes were deceiving me, or, you know, what was going on with that. So yeah, I want to see the best way to apply that blush. So more to come on that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more content from me, definitely hit that subscribe button. I upload videos 3 to 4 times per week. All right, and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when I do those uploads. All right, leave your comments in the comment section below and we can have a chit chat about these products, any other products you guys are interested in, and I will be talking to you guys really, really soon. Thank you so much for watching. See ya.